Today on the Bitcoin 5, Bitcoin Clarity Act advances, UK proposes mass surveillance, BlackRock adds $30 million, a huge move by Metaplanet, and geopolitical risk. 5 fast signals shaping Bitcoin, markets, and the bigger monetary story. Price check first. Bitcoin is trading around $63.6 thousand. Bitcoin has shed over 21% in the past month, dropping from $80.6 thousand on May 15th to current levels around $63.6 thousand. While short-term action remains choppy with minimal movement over the last 4 days, the 4-year perspective tells a more optimistic story. Bitcoin is still up 124% from the $28,000 price tag on this exact date in 2022. Story 1. Regulation is the signal to watch. US Representative McClain told Fox News that big banks cannot kill the Bitcoin Clarity Act, stating, "One way or another it's going to get passed." The declaration signals growing congressional resolve to establish clear regulatory frameworks for Bitcoin, despite potential resistance from traditional financial institutions. The statement comes as the crypto industry pushes for legislative certainty after years of regulation by enforcement. McClain's confidence suggests the bill has sufficient political momentum to overcome lobbying efforts from banks that may view clearer Bitcoin rules as a competitive threat to traditional finance. The second story takes us into the policy layer. The UK is drafting legislation that would mandate scanning of every photo, video and message on every phone in the country, with tech CEOs facing up to 5 years in prison for refusing to implement the system. The proposal would force companies to build device-level scanners that inspect content before encryption occurs. This means every image, message and video would be analysed directly on users' phones, a dramatic expansion of state surveillance power. The third story shows where the institutional conversation is shifting. BlackRock's Spot Bitcoin ETF purchased $30.3 million worth of Bitcoin, continuing institutional accumulation despite the recent 21% pullback from monthly highs. The buy demonstrates sustained institutional appetite even as retail sentiment weakens. Institutional flows through ETFs have provided a stability mechanism during this correction, with major asset managers maintaining conviction while price consolidates. BlackRock's continued purchases suggest the world's largest asset manager views current levels as attractive accumulation territory. That matters because ETF flows turn Bitcoin demand into something institutions can measure every day. Story 4. Metaplanet is taking its Bitcoin Treasury strategy beyond the balance sheet. The company has announced an agreement to acquire 100% of SIBO Securities, a licensed Type 1 securities firm and pioneer in Japan's online corporate bond market. Once the deal closes, expected in July, SIBO will be renamed Metaplanet Securities. The move matters because this is not just another Bitcoin purchase. It is Metaplanet's first major acquisition and the first concrete step in Project Nova, its plan to build a Bitcoin-centric financial ecosystem in Japan. With 40,177 BTC already on its balance sheet, Metaplanet now appears to be positioning itself not only as Asia's largest corporate Bitcoin holder, but as a platform for Bitcoin-related financial products. The timing is significant. Japanese households hold roughly $7.4 trillion in cash, deposits, and low-yield products. As inflation changes the investment landscape, Metaplanet wants to offer those investors new Bitcoin-backed yield opportunities. Story 5. Geopolitics is moving back into the frame. President Trump posted that strikes on Iran are off and a final deal has been approved by all parties, with the blockade remaining in place until signatures are finalised. The de-escalation removes immediate geopolitical risk that had been weighing on global markets. Geopolitical uncertainty has contributed to recent Bitcoin volatility, as risk assets typically sell off when military conflict escalates. The announcement that diplomatic solutions prevailed should reduce macro headwinds that have pressured crypto markets alongside equities. That's today's Bitcoin 5. Let me know your favourite story from today in the comments below, and subscribe now so tomorrow's update lands directly in your feed. I'll see you tomorrow.